How do you know that you suck at being you? Hey guys, my name is Mike, and I'm a former New York City bouncer who went from sleeping in the streets, living in the projects in Harlem, living in crappy apartments, working crappy jobs, and going back to school in my late 20s, studying finance, doing 2 graduate degrees, and getting a job at a top consulting firm. And now I own my own consulting firm, and I live in my dream home, have my dream car, have a great life. And so I'm just trying to literally just talk to my former self and impart the lessons that I've learned over all these years to better improve myself and to help hopefully you uh, learn the things that I did over all this time. So let's talk about, how do you know that you suck at being you? Let's talk about the 3 reasons. And it starts with, you suck at being you because you fold every time there's adversity. Every time things get hard, you run, and then you wonder why nothing changes. You wonder why you wake up every morning and it's the same routine, and I want to be rich, but you're not doing shit to get there. And you know, oh, it's too hard, I can't think about it. Well, it's not that hard. There's YouTube videos, there's plenty of ways to learn how to do things, to get better at being yourself, improving yourself, and getting to the goals that you want. So the number one reason that you suck at being you is that you're lying to yourself every day. And I'm looking at my notes that I took here. So I always write every morning as I'm exercising and thinking about these things. So you have a lack of personal honesty, right? You are afraid of looking at yourself and thinking, what is wrong with me? You are afraid of confronting it. The worst part, especially, is if you have pride and you are not being honest with yourself. I'm not talking about in front of your friends. You want to boast about how great you are and how successful you are, but do you actually sit down with yourself and be honest with yourself? Or are you constantly hiding from it? That's one of the number one reason, that you suck at being used, that you lie to yourself. Do you ever actually sit down like I do with a notebook and actually write out the reasons why things are tough? Why are you failing at getting out of poverty? Why you're failing at your job? Why you're failing at school? Whatever it is that you're doing, why you're failing in your relationships over and over and over again? Do you actually sit down and do that personal reflection? Or are you lying to yourself and just glossing over it and saying, none of that matters? Do you hide the reality of your own suckiness by drinking and doing drugs and partying? You think that going to a club with your friends and getting drunk and becoming the life of the party and busting out the cocaine, being, hey everybody, look, everybody likes me, I got the drugs, I got the drink, I'm paying for things, I'm throwing money like an idiot. That kind of fulfillment, all of that is just a distraction from you actually coming home at the end of the day alone, at the end of the night, drunk and going to sleep, waking up in the morning with a hangover and having to go back to your shitty job and a life that you hate. All you're doing is running from your problems, and you are lying to yourself. So can you be honest with yourself? Right? Can you not lie to yourself? Because if you're lying to yourself now, you do suck at being you. Number 2 is that you haven't built real discipline. And by real discipline, I'm talking about that you avoid pain, you avoid routine, and you avoid sacrifice. You just want to be comfortable all the time. So these are real discipline is what builds character. It builds character, it makes you stronger, it makes you more capable of doing the things that you are avoiding to get to the goals that you want. So if you want to be a better husband or a better boyfriend, it takes discipline, it takes routine, it takes hard work to to go out and buy flowers and to remember birthdays and to to do the dishes and to do acts of kindness throughout the day to remind your spouse that you love them and that you care for them and to be a good person and to it takes discipline to sit down and to be considerate of their feelings. And if they are angry or in a bad mood, not to immediately lash out at them in anger and with a bad mood. It takes discipline to be more considerate and to be more of an empathetic person instead of being selfish and greedy all the time. So it's not just about having the discipline to other people or to the discipline to study and sit down and study and to have good grades, but also the discipline to put down the bottle, put down the drink, to turn down going out to a party, right? To go to sleep at a certain time, to wake up. Yes, of course, getting up early. I do. 4 a.m., I'm in the gym every morning. That takes a lot of discipline, and I'm doing it to build character, to make myself stronger, to make myself a better entrepreneur, a better leader, a better consultant for my clients. So, are you able to do that, or do you lack it? Do you suck at being you because you don't have the discipline? And then number 3 is that you're focused on image and not your identity. So, I haven't, in any of my videos, I haven't shown off my car or anything like that. I'm over here, not wearing a shirt. I'm not trying to be fly and show off my Prada clothing. Prada's my favorite brand, but I'm not trying to show off or anything like that. I'm just trying to be real and honest with you guys and just talk with you about life. And I'm trying to I'm not trying to appear successful. I'm just trying to be open and honest with myself. And a lot of people, they just want to appear like they're rich, right? So, how many people are out there? They live in shitty apartments. They live in some dumpy ass neighborhood, but man, they sure drive a nice car. They drive a nice car. They probably wear, Gucci, and they got nice clothes on and all that. But then they live in $1,000 a month apartment. Hell, go through. There's some poor neighborhoods then in the city that I live in. I'll drive through them and you can see these are houses that were paid off generationally, right? Like the great grandfather paid off the house. The family's still living in it. You got 5 cars parked outside, and you got some young ass kid who doesn't have to pay rent, and they don't have to really do anything, but their entire income that they make at $18 an hour at Walmart, they spend it on a nice $40,000 heavily depreciated Hellcat, and they're driving around in a $100,000 car that's been depreciated, costs them $30,000-$40,000. They got a $1,000 a month payment or $2,000 a month payment, and they're living in a shitty home. They're driving around an expensive car, but they look like they're rich when they're out there. But if you actually go back to where they live in some dumpy ass little 1,200 square foot home with 5 other people. So people are constantly, like that person, that avatar I just laid out, that person is lying to themselves. They suck at being themselves. They don't have discipline. They just want something. They want to feel good. They want to drive around a sick car, have all the power and all that, and feel like they're awesome. But they're poor. It's all a facade. You're just trying to show off. The real character building, right, is in the discipline to sacrifice the car, to sacrifice the payment, to maybe put that payment towards getting a college education if they want a better paying job, or to actually sit down and try and figure out, go learn a trade. How about using that money to help get your family out of that shithole home into a nicer home? Helping buy a mortgage or something, or investing into, a better property, or living on your own for God's sakes and develop yourself. So those are the 3 ways that you suck at being you. And just remember, how can you be a good doctor? How can you be a good husband? How can you be a good son? How can you be a good boyfriend or girlfriend if you suck at being you? That was actually something that after 17 years of the relationship I've been in, I have to remind myself all the time, right? If I want to have a good, happy, fulfilling relationship, I have to be I have to be good at being myself. I have to be proud of who I am, and I have to love myself, and then I can be a better husband to my wife. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and if you want, leave some comments for me. Thank you very much, and good luck.